All right, tonight we are not going to spend a lot of time talking about how this relates to abortion, but is how it relates to one of the most creative laws ever enacted and how it would be weaponized potentially to attack personal freedoms across the country. We have this covered from all sides. The ACLU is fighting this law. They're going to be here with us in a minute. We're going to cover the countless political footballs that we can count on both parties taking advantage of. But we first should start with Josh Blackman. He teaches constitutional law at the University of Texas. Josh, appreciate you being here with us. He's also the author of an introduction to constitutional law, 100 Supreme Court cases everybody should know. All right. So, Josh, this isn't so much overturning Roe v. Wade, but having a chilling effect on abortions in Texas. How?
This law is very creative and unique. Usually when the government has an abortion law, the Attorney General enforces it. But this law does not allow the government to enforce it. Instead, private citizens can file lawsuits against abortion clinics, abortion providers, and those who fund abortion, such as insurance companies. And they're able to bring these suits in state court against as many providers as they wish. So this is an entirely novel and creative way of trying to restrict access to abortion.
All right, so the clinics have said the law would rule out 85% of abortions in Texas and may force many clinics to close. And it seems as though as this law has taken effect, there's a lot of abortion clinics that say we just don't even want the potential for liability here, so we're not going to challenge this or continue to perform abortions, right?
Right. To be clear, the law sets the mark at 6 weeks, but the law also allows people to say Roe v. Wade is good law and we can rely on it. The court hasn't overruled Roe yet. It may happen later this year, but they haven't done so at this point. So it's not exactly true that all these abortions are prohibited, but I think the clinics have made a valid judgment that they're afraid of liability. There might be liability later if these court decisions are overruled, and they'll basically be put out of business. So for now, they've shut down, hoping that some court, any court, bails them out.
You know, there's a lot of Republicans that I'm reading on Twitter who are sort of patting themselves on the back over this one. Texas, obviously a red state. Could blue states turn this same logic around and say use it in Illinois to go after gun stores or in California to go after restaurants that don't enforce mask mandates?
Yeah, I think you've hit the nail on the head. Yeah, this goes down quite far. Imagine California enacts a law that lets private citizens sue gun stores for whatever violations of the law. That law cannot be stopped in court. Every gun store will be subject to 1,000 lawsuits. So this is a bottomless pit that we sort of start going down. But at least for now, I think it's had its intended effect and has chilled abortion providers within the state of Texas.
Now, one of our producers, Andrew Roberts, found this headline: Roe v. Wade will functionally cease to exist in Texas. Subtitle: It's as if Texas is saying we're not violating due process. We're just offering $10,000 to Batman for any jokers who end up in jail. No questions asked. So states could use this to outlaw anything they want if they enable private citizens to be essentially Batman, right?
No, it's not Batman. It's not Robin. It's not Superman. I think this is more a case that certain types of abortions can be regulated, and those are the ones that are being regulated. Again, the law says that you can raise as a defense that you have a constitutional right to abortion under Roe. So even with the current law, people could still defend it. But the problem is they don't want to defend it. They want to keep doing it as they're doing. So it really what this law does is it pushes pressure. Usually abortion clinics are on offense. This law forces the clinics to go in defense, and they don't want to play defense. It's a very risky game.
A risky game, especially when $10,000 and up. So the minimum judgment's $10,000. Josh, really appreciate the conversation. Thank you. Great way of explaining it and breaking it down. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. All right. Drusilla Teigen works with the ACLU. They're in Texas, and they are fighting this law right now. Drusilla, good to see you. Is this checkmate?
No, I don't think we're at checkmate. Certainly not. But this is a scary time to be an abortion advocate in Texas, and it's a scary time to need abortion care. We were hoping that the Supreme Court would uphold fundamental rights and stop this law from going into effect by midnight of last night, but that didn't happen.
Yeah.
We're still looking, but the court could act at any moment. But right now, abortion is all but banned in Texas.
The ACLU never minds when blue states enact, say, trans rights laws, et cetera. Red states are enacting abortion rights or abortion laws right now. Isn't this just the privilege of being in charge?
No, the Constitution is the law of the land, and we at the ACLU fight to uphold the constitutional rights of all people, no matter where they are, no matter what state they're in. And the people of Texas deserve their constitutional rights to be fought for and upheld just as much as anybody else in the rest of the country.
Fair enough to say that this is a pretty unique and creative way. So sort of from a professional legal sense, props to those who came up with this, because it's changing the conversation and the debate, right?
I mean, it's certainly creative if you think that it's, good and creative to go around our fundamental sense of government. But yeah, it's different.
Do you agree with Josh, though, that this can be turned on its head in California or in Illinois, and all of a sudden you've got private citizens suing gun stores?
Absolutely. The fundamental rights are protected by the Constitution. If we can get an end run around that by allowing private citizens to sue, this is going to open up the door to impact lots of different rights that state governments, for political reasons, may or may not agree with. So yeah, it absolutely opens up the door for this type of law in other places.
It'll be interesting to see if you start getting sort of the strict constitutionalists on the left and the right starting to agree with this for that reason of the Pandora's box. I'm interested, though, in terms of how you guys are going to fight this. It seems as though you're going to have an abortion provider provide an abortion and then get sued under it to challenge it, correct?
I mean, that is not what our lawsuit says. We have confidence that our lawsuit, currently we are suing state actors in the form of judges and clerks and many other state actors as far as regulatory agencies. And we think that, those people are tasked with enforcing this law. And we are hoping to get a preliminary injunction before the law goes, well, the law is into effect, but
I was going to say, the Supreme Court so far hasn't been that impressed, though, right?
Well, we don't know what the Supreme Court thinks yet.
Okay.
We're still waiting to hear.
All right. Hey, really appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Well, it is no surprise that after an awful few weeks, the debacle in Afghanistan, the White House is really trying to change the conversation. And this is something, certainly is what we've seen over the past 12 hours on cable news as it relates to this law, that might change the conversation and really fire up the base. President Biden weighed in today. Here is the verbatim. He called the law this extreme Texas law that blatantly violates the constitutional right established under Roe v. Wade.